You're welcome back to the GNC training, and it's a pleasure to have had the opportunity to go through the list of emails that were sent to me. A lot of you sent emails containing your CV for my review, and here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put myself in the shoes of your employer. I'm going to pretend as if I am going to employ you. And one of the key questions I'm going to be asking myself is, what is going to attract me to this person? What's going to make me to employ this person? And that is the journey I want to take with you all today. So I have seen a couple of emails that were sent to me, and I'm going to also share some of those emails with you. But just before I do that, a few days ago or last month, I was given an assignment. I was given a task to perform by an organization. I wouldn't want to mention the name, but I'm going to share with you the job vacancy page, which was posted on my LinkedIn. And here it is. I'm going to share my screen now. Here's the job page. So here is it. Content writer, you can see I closed it. I had 133 views, but as at the moment, you can see here, right here, towards the right hand side of the screen, 196 persons applied to this particular job. What I did was just to put the job description and the name of the organization that's looking for a content writer. Okay. Now, it is expected that the preferred candidate should be able to do the following. It's part-time and it's remote. So we are not interested clearly in what educational qualifications you have, as long as you are able to do all of this. And when I was posting this, I put one of the most important descriptions towards the end, and which is that the person should be able to install Google Analytics on the website. So I'm looking at this, and I'm also looking at Facebook ads or Facebook page promotion, and I'm also looking at creation of pages for social media. You should go into the mind of such organization to be able to should go into the mind of such organization to be able to actually know what it is exactly these people are looking for. Okay, you should be able to ask yourself, what is it that these people want from me? So if that is the case, I would go to my email, and then I'll show you the names of persons that applied for this job. This is my email. I'm going to go to a social network. You can see right from here, new application. These are the names of everyone that applied. Can see there are 197 of them. I'm going to go back, and you still see new application, new application, new application, and so on and so forth. So you can see there are tons. I have someone here who has an MBA. About the person also applied, someone who had a PhD, in fact, applied for this job. Now here is the trick of the whole thing. Content writer, part-time, and educational qualifications was not included or were not a necessary sine qua non. You should know that this is something a little bit more than an entry-level job, meaning that the pages or pardon, the salary is actually from between 30,000 to 50,000 in Naira. So you can change that in your whatever currency you have. If I am looking towards to employ a PhD holder, I will be asking myself, does the person have a job? What opportunities are the person looking out for to be a content writer for this other organization? Will the person be able to manage these Facebook groups? Will the person be able to track the growth of this group? And if possible, if the employer says, okay, you have been working with us for a while, we want to make you a permanent staff, it's no longer going to be part-time, or you are going to be doing full-time, and you are going to be in our office, will this PhD holder leave whatever job he or she has to come and do this one? So you see, there are different things I'll be looking at. Just put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself, what will make you to employ someone who has a higher qualification but needs this type of part-time job? You need to really scrutinize that person's CV very, very, very much. So you don't end up giving a job to someone who's overqualified, and that will make the person to be angry with the pay. But if you give this job to someone who just left the university and was able to manage a couple of content for organizations and wants to move over to another organization, or perhaps is looking forward to a job that will help him or her to actually increase his or her finances, then you can consider such persons. Okay, so a couple of persons send in their applications, and these are basically the keywords to this entire job description: creation of Facebook page, managing such pages, targeting certain number of followers, creating articles, installing Google Analytics. Now, someone sent me I downloaded the person's application, and I was really not happy that the person did not tailor his application accordingly. So this is it. This is the name of the person. I actually had to blur it so you won't get to for security reasons. So it's quite crazy. Educational qualifications, yeah. Then what was of interest to me was I went to responsibilities designation. I was looking for anything that would talk about creation of Facebook pages, Twitter, and so on. I didn't see it. So he's more of a teacher here, English language, literature. He did a lot more of teaching, and the only place he did some part-time content creator job had nothing to do with creation of Facebook pages and Google Analytics. So for me, volunteering experience, which should have also helped him in this instance, did not actually do well for him. He had a link there, which I also blurred for some and everything is not pointing out to what I need, and this was a no for me. Okay, a no for me. So please, I just had to point out these other job discrepancies and errors. People, you have to learn how to put yourself in the shoes of your employers. In a capitalist system, if you are getting employed to Okay, so I lost you guys there for a moment. We are right back. Okay, so basically that's just the whole thing about looking out for the skills. So I gave a tax in the class, and I'm just going to open the email where I saw the task was to look for an email, I know the job description. This was one of them from TNO. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and information with us. I'm happy to be part of this training. Please find attached the sample CV and screenshot of what I found on LinkedIn. So this is it. This is what she found on LinkedIn. Okay. National Humanitarian Affairs Officer, Partnership at the United Nations. Okay. So Etienne, everything. Okay. I'm looking at administrative officer. These are the job functions or job roles she's interested in. Now the question is, let's see how our CV looks like. I'm not going to open this because it contains pieces of information about her I wouldn't want to share. So I'm going to go, this is our CV, and I would want to look at everything that talks about administration here. Sound and focused marine biologist with much interest in humanities and development. Okay. I am hoping to find a role that fits me as a humanitarian affairs officer in the United Nations Secretariat to bring my critical thinking problem. All right, this is totally wrong, totally wrong. That second paragraph is totally wrong. And I'm going to explain this in my next video or in the video that followed just this one. Summary of skills. How was this arranged? And Etienne, I want to look at my home tab, and I discovered that you are not using the same. This is Times New Roman. You go to another place and you are using Tahoma. You have to use the same font size in particular sections. You have to be able to work on your formatting. Summary of skills would have been better situated using bullets or numberings. The same thing with highlights or qualifications, which I would have believed this would have been talking much more about your professional qualifications as an administrative officer or humanitarian officer or affairs officer. Your qualifications have to be tailored to that. Your work experience is actually scattered. I don't know where your roles begin from, and the font again is not all equal. Where you have March here is Calibri, this particular one. Yeah. So it's not looking attractive. Imagine if you see a CV that's looking very, very much attractive to it. And HSE training, okay, education. So what happened to, okay, you have work experience, you now have your education, Bachelor of Science, okay, and accomplishments. Why are you bolding everything? Okay, these are all formattings that will make so much changes. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to request that you don't also put your referees if it has not been requested for. So those are just a few errors, but I'm going to show you why these errors are what they are, errors. Okay. So join me in my next in our next training module for the continuation of this section.